The Tim Powers Show. Join the conversation weekday afternoons at 4 p.m. on your VOCM.
I know what it was. I think karma is a legitimate psychological thing because you see, if you've been with us from the beginning, you remember Claudette and I were talking about the right to disconnect laws. And who do we get disconnected from? Dr. Janine Hubbard. Janine, tell us about karma as a psychological phenomenon first, can you?
Oh, I was going to say, just rub it in. I'm currently joining you right across from the War Memorial in sunshine and blue skies and like St. John's at its finest. And I'm embracing this as my little mental health break as I prepare to re-enter the real world and back to school and back to full force work.
That's gone from karma to cruelty there, Janine. All right, let's just talk about what we wanted to talk to you about, and that is the what seems to be the real flush, fury, pick your F word, except the one I'm not allowed to say, right, Claudette, of anxiety around going back to school. I mean, I had conversations today with a couple of different parents who were, do I have the right school supplies? Oh, my goodness, the cost is more than it was now, to what class is my son going to be in? Is it the right place? It's incredible, and I guess it's always been this way, but it seems more present than it's ever been. So let's start with parents. How do parents manage the next couple of weeks? Because change is happening, new routines are being set. What's your best advice and guidance, Janine?
Remember, you've been through this before. You don't have to have it perfect on day one. You don't have to have every single supply and every single item of clothing. Day one, you can spread it out. Be kind to yourself, remembering, right, packing lunches and having to get up earlier and figuring out, there's traffic on the route to school, so what kind of time do I need to allow myself? A little bit of advanced planning, but what I will say is a lot of these worries, they've always been there. We get through them every year. Anytime it's a transition, so a new school, a shift in circumstances, those are all things that are going to increase it. And I think, I mean, again, this is just a hypothesis, but I think because we're so used to receiving all of the information virtually, we're so used to knowing ahead of time what to expect. Listen, when I was a kid, you just showed up on the first day of school and you learned who was in your class and who was your teacher, and here's your schedule. Go. Okay. But I think because we're used to having such easy access to all the information, that causes distress for a lot of people.
Well, and don't forget, Janine, don't send the peanuts. You don't want to be peanut shamed. My goodness. I mean, don't have any peanut products or allergy. I joke, that's important, but it's some of this stuff in this day and age. To your point, yeah, I went to St. Bon's. You got there, and you hope the brothers were friendly to you that day, and in the appropriate way, of course. And you just and you followed whatever directions you were told and went forward. What about for kids? Because I think it varies obviously according to age and grade, but if you're a young person, you're listening now, you've got a little bit of anxiety, you've got some excitement. What about for kids? What do they need to think about for good mental health as they go through the next week or so of adjusting to their new classes?
Well, remembering that stress can also be positive. So the excitement of going back to school, I get to catch up with my friends. I wonder who is going to be in my class. I hope I like my teacher. All of that is actually normal and in many ways positive stress. And it's a normal experience that we work through. Totally normal to see a little bit of clinginess, some worry, sleep we can talk about because it's always a big issue. You know what? Most kids, there's often a lot of excitement for the first day or two, and then it's now I have to do work. Okay. And that settles down. Most kids, the anxiety settles within about 2 weeks. If things are persisting, if you're seeing bad bellies in the morning, if you're seeing, increasing resistance, that's about the time to kind of pull the trigger and go, all right, we need to maybe be taking a look at this. Biggest advice I can give for parents, ask your kids what they're worried about. You would be shocked sometimes what you think is really trivial is a really big deal for them. And maybe it's the route to school. If they're worried about how do I handle certain things or certain questions, don't equip them with the answers. Problem solve. That again gives them a sense of mastery that, okay, if unexpected stuff comes at me, I can cope.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, though. Maybe after the first 30 times when you get the answer, nothing. Try communicating with a 9-year-old these days. It always starts with nothing, and then you actually get to the something. Last one for you, because I'm seeing this play out as it relates to my son, as I'm sure a lot of other parents are. A lot of sports organizations now will not do their competitive tryouts during the first week of school because of they want kids to adjust first. Is that a good policy, whether it be a sport organization, a cultural organization? Is it good just to, manage the stress for children as they're coming in, or is that overkill?
I actually love that idea as much because the two big things that you want to set some rules on right now and start to readjust to: lack of sleep and figuring out new electronic rules in terms of when they can be used and when they can't. But a lot and parents are still very much on sleep schedule, and that's a for a lot of people. So yeah, you know what? Let it get in the groove of things. Get that routine in place. Right, what am I eating for lunch, and do I have to? Like I say, that just helps moving forward. And again, that's enough pressure on the first week to add something like really competitive tryouts. I still look back my first week of grad school, I had to take a stats and math exam to see whether or not I had.
Oh, God. Oh, poor you.
And I'm thinking, I've just moved across the country and I'm unpacking an apartment and I'm just starting like the biggest educational step in my life. And you want me to take an exam? It was.
Yeah, I had that SPS nightmare as well, too. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you go de-stress, go from the War Memorial up to the Crow's Nest there, go sit on the balcony, have whatever it is you like to drink or not, listen to the pigeons, don't let them poop on you, and you enjoy a good day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And to everybody, enjoy the last few days, but work towards remembering routine is coming, but there's still lots of fun on its way.
You got to remember fun. Well said, Janine. Always great to have you. You enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Bye.